Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm your host, Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing agents who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And good morning to all our South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined live and in studio with Tracy Grady.
Good morning, South Shore, and beyond.
And beyond.
And beyond.
And beyond. What a beautiful day it is.
Oh, what a lovely, lovely day. My poor kids came home to enjoy the pool in the backyard, and we've had a terrible couple of...
Both of them had to fly here, too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, Colin drove
Oh,
this time.
Colin drove, yeah.
Brought his own car.
But, drove, how many hours, and then you have
Yep.
another kid flying, and here's the weather.
Here's the weather. Here's Massachusetts, you know. Yeah, but nothing you can do.
I feel like if it's going to be this weather, just be fall.
Yeah.
Just be fall already.
Just
I
said
know
that
that you're a
last
summer
night.
person. I know you love the pool and everything.
I'm
but
kind of more of a fall. I like my change of seasons. As much as I enjoy the pool and all is great, I do look forward to fall and winter. I like a good snowstorm.
Snowstorm? No, thank you.
Shh.
It's a little early.
Don't say that. Oh my gosh.
You.
You're bad enough mentioning fall. Jeez, come on. Come on, Tracy.
We need fall. I'm not a summer person. No, thank you. I would love for it to go in a blink of an eye. I know, there's some people out there who don't agree with me, but I love fall. I love a crisp air.
Yep.
I love I love
my
the
sweater,
leaves
my
changing.
boots, and my jeans.
Yes.
And, I'm all happy.
And I think my house looks best in the fall because it's got a fall color. Yeah, I am an autumn. I feel like my house is an autumn. You know how I feel like every house has a time where it sort of shines, and maybe it's in the spring or the summertime for some because the landscaping is beautiful, or you have your pool at your house.
I love my flowers. Yep.
I feel like my house thrives in the fall because my house color is sort of like a, I don't know, almost like a burnt
terracotta.
Terracotta color, so it's
an autumn color.
It's an autumn color with the mums in the front and the pumpkins and
a
just
hay
the
bale
leaves.
and
Corn
stalks.
I love it.
Yep.
I love decorating my house in the fall because I feel like it thrives.
Yep. It's when it looks its absolute. Mine's a summer house.
Yours
Spring,
is a summer house.
It's a summer
especially
house.
now that you put the pool in and you're just enjoying your backyard.
Yeah, I love my backyard. Lots of flowers.
It's a summer house.
Tomatoes, fresh tomatoes.
We want to hear what your house loves. we want to know
us what you think your house is. What season is your
what
house?
What season is your house? We want to know.
We just came up with another radio show.
Yeah, what season
is your house?
This is a real estate radio show, so we have to sort of bring it back to real estate. But I think that every house sort of has a time during the year where it definitely shines.
Yeah. So, I really wanted to do pictures. I was thinking we should do pictures now if we're going to put our house on the market next year for the summer because all of my flowers and everything are in bloom.
Yeah.
However, we decided no because Jim's like, no, I'm not really happy with the art this year. The grass doesn't look that great. Some of the flowers died. I had a bad group of flowers, New Guinean patience, which are usually thrive by the pool. I think I either had an animal that was eating them. Like I would go over and they would just come out of the ground. Like they did not, they never attached. Some did, some thrived and did beautiful, and then a bunch didn't. So it was a weird year. Jim's like, no photos this year.
No photos this year.
No photos.
Okay, Jim's in charge.
Yep, that's right.
My mom texted and said, yes, best in the fall at your house. It's my annual fall vacation house because we go on vacation in like end of September, early October every year, Ethan and I, and my mom stays at my house. It's her annual fall vacation location. So
located in lovely town.
Located in lovely Halifax. But yes, so you are here with me.
Here we are.
Here we are on this beautiful day, of course. In case somebody hasn't caught one of your many shows with me, why don't you reintroduce yourself to all of our listeners?
So, my name is Tracy Grady. I'm part of the Grady team here at Boston Connect Real Estate. You can reach me at 617-620-8484 or Tracy, Tracy, at bostonconnect.com. And I work with my husband, Jim, and we've been here for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, you've been at Boston Connect for 10 years, but you've been in Massachusetts
I've been
your whole life.
my entire life in Massachusetts. So, we talk about this with our big move to Nashville. Like, how neither one of us has ever lived out of state at any point in our
really?
life. Nope.
Neither Jim?
Nope.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Nope. So, it's an adventure.
You guys have been together for a very long time.
Yeah, married 38 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 38 years. Mm-hmm. It's going to be 39 years next year.
Are you going to have a big party on your 40th?
Probably. Yeah. Okay. I would think we'll have a big party for our 40th.
I would like to be invited.
Okay. I think that that can totally be arranged. Yes.
If it's in Nashville, I would like to be invited.
I would like to be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll definitely be. Well, it'll be in Nashville at that point. So, and everybody knows Taylor's getting married. So we're pretty sure we have narrowed the date. So we're doing a Friday wedding instead of a Saturday wedding. And one of the Fridays is October 29th, which is my anniversary.
Oh.
So I have a feeling that's the date that's going to be.
That's
so
awesome.
that's we're pretty much made
very
that.
special.
So it's going to continue. So their first anniversary will be our 40th wedding anniversary. So that's kind of
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor's like, oh, well,
have a
will
joint party.
it be your 40th anniversary when we get married? I'm like, no. But your first anniversary and our 40th will be the same.
And you guys can celebrate together.
Exactly.
That's
so
awesome.
It'll be fun. It's going to be fun.
That's awesome. Okay, so you really Jimbo.
This was Jim.
Yeah,
this was
came
Jim.
up with this topic today. So it's pretty much just a lot can happen between accepted offer and closing.
Oof.
Why did Jim come up with what happened in your business? Because everyone knows that we, come up with these topics based off of what's going on in our business. So what happened?
I'm trying to think because we have, knock on wood, we've had a great month, and we've had a lot of closings going on. So we've obviously back and forth and trying to get everything lined up. Home inspections, no home inspection, can't waive a home inspection. PNSs and getting them signed and getting everybody agreeable and getting attorneys back and forth can sometimes take some time.
Yeah.
And like things can happen between, like everybody's like, oh, I got an offer on my house. I'm good. I'm off. I'm good to go. Oh no. No. This is just the beginning of
we're starting
the
the
whole
process now.
We're starting the process. It's not, it's not until what we say the key is in the hand, so to say.
Yeah.
Like when the buyer takes the key and opens the door for the first time, then you've got a completed transaction.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I stopped by. Sharon was out of town yesterday, and there was a home inspection on one of her listings. So I stopped by just to sort of introduce myself, make sure they got into the house okay and everything. It was raining pretty bad yesterday.
Oh yeah.
But just making sure, everybody's here.
Everybody show? Yeah.
Everybody that needs to be here is here.
Yes. Yeah, the buyer's agent is with the buyer and their home inspector.
Oh, yeah.
That's a biggie.
Everybody,
Had that happened in the past. Yep.
Yeah. So talk about that. Your responsibility as a buyer's agent, if your client has decided to do a home inspection, your responsibility and fiduciary responsibility is to represent your client during that process.
Yep.
So what do you have to do the day of a home inspection?
Well, the day of a home inspection, you have to be there with you, but you have to be there. You have to be there with the buyer. You can't let the buyer and the home inspector go into the listing without representation with you to be there. I, as the seller's agent, tend to not want to be there because I always feel like it gives an opportunity for the buyer to be in the house without somebody else watching over their shoulder. If you have questions, you can contact me at any time during the inspection. Not a big deal. But I just don't like to be there when the home inspector starts firing questions at you. Because it's like, well, how old is this? And how long has this been here? And did you see, like, I don't want to be put on the spot. Yeah. You can give me a list of questions and I will get the answers for you. But I've been on the receiving end of that. Like, oh, is the refrigerator staying? Yeah, I think it's staying, and then I'm paying for a refrigerator because the seller was like, "No, I'm taking my refrigerator with me."
Well, that's something that happens after the accepted offer. So you have that inspection period.
Which now you can't waive, just so everybody knows. That rule has changed, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't waive it in your offer. You can choose not to do one after an accepted offer, but it can't be this contingency where, you're getting your offer accepted because you're not doing a home inspection.
You're
so
waiving it.
You can't give any sort of indication during the offer process that you're going to be waiving your home inspection because that sort of, you can't unhear. And of course that becomes a factor in decision making. But after the fact, if you chose not to do a home inspection, I have not seen anybody waive it after their offer has been accepted since this whole change. Have you? Have you had a client?
Yes, I've had. It wasn't my buyer. It was I was representing the seller, and then the buyer's offer got accepted, and then after that fact, they waived their home. They were like, "We don't need to do a home inspection."
Wow!
Yeah, it was a condo.
Yeah,
it was a condo on slab, so there wasn't like no basement issues.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it just felt like it would have been a lot of money. For
sort of wasted.
It's kind of wasted money. Like, and they're crawling up there. The home inspections are not.
Yeah,
they're crawling up there. There's some. Was like, I think anything around $455 is definitely doable. I think if you start getting up to $700 and $800, and I think we had one the other day, not our $900 home inspection condo.
Yeah. Well, so when I had my first accepted offer, the house that I didn't buy, I did do a home inspection, and it was almost $1,000 because I had a regular home inspection. Then I did a radon test and a water test because they had well water.
Oh, it's well water.
So it was about $1,000. Yes. I did walk away, but you know what? I spent $1,000 to not spend $300 and something thousand. So I was okay with that, and you just move on to the next one. But everybody sort of knows my story. I did waive my home inspection on my house that I ended up getting, and that was a factor. That was a consideration for my seller. Yep.
Before the rule changed.
Before the rule changed.
The law changed.
Yes. So this was I bought my house in 23. And you could waive your home inspection in your offer, and she automatically eliminated anybody who had a home inspection. So that left 7 out of 24 of us.
Yeah, no kidding. That just the number of offers during that period of time was just the crazy numbers.
So yeah, I mean, I think that if the situation was right now, I don't know if I would have gotten the accepted offer because I wouldn't have been able to waive my home and so.
But her priorities would have changed too because she would have understood that she couldn't pick based on the fact that she was waiving.
And I was not the highest. I say that a lot as I was not the highest. She did get cash offers that were higher than me, but I don't know. I think she fell in love with me.
To you. She took a shine to you.
She took a shine at this single gal.
A single gal who was clearly writing notes that were like, please pick me.
I did write a love letter. I did. I said, hey, this is what I would love to do in your house.
Almost every time I have written a love letter, it has worked.
Oh, really?
I don't. I let
Sharon
them go
does not like love letters.
I know.
She won't read them. I do. Because I fall in love with people.
See, I have.
But you know what? It's not my house.
I do have a little issue with that too. Like I get, we've had multiple offers on some of our properties recently, and I was like, I was like, oh, I really like them. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jim's like, you got to stop. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta
Jim is all
yeah,
business, and
Jim
you're
is
like, I
all
like
business.
these people.
Yeah, I really hope that they are the ones who get.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. And they usually don't. That's usually what happens. So I have to be the bad news
Yeah.
giver.
Oh,
Or I
my
usually make
gosh.
Jim be the bad. Like Jim always says, if Jim calls, it's bad news. If Tracy calls, it's good news. So people see Jim call and they're like, oh,
And then if Melissa calls, there's something missing.
there's something missing. The minute I see Melissa's name pop up, I'm like, oh, what didn't I
do?
Oh, yeah, I didn't do anything. That's what I did. I did nothing this time. What the heck was I thinking?
I want to say that every transaction has a timeline with important dates and deadlines.
Yes.
So
Yep.
when we say a lot can happen between accepted offer and closing, we mean a lot can happen.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
There is a timeline, and that timeline is laid out for you in that offer.
Yep.
It can get a little jumbled up during a purchase and sales, because
Extensions
the attorneys
can happen,
the
yeah.
attorneys get involved, and they're like, okay, we can't meet that deadline, or
Yeah. I'm out
for
of the
some
office.
reason they need an extension for commitment or something
Yep.
like that because it was such a tight timeline in the
Right.
offer. But
Yep.
when you think about it, like, okay, you have a 3-week close or something, but you got to make sure that your client can actually do a 3-week
do
close.
a 3-week close. Like just
before you do
because,
it.
you thinking in your brain like, oh, the mortgage company's already on track. They're going to do their home inspection. We're going to get the P&S signed. We're going to, but that's a lot going on.
Yeah.
That's a lot of choreography in between
Yeah.
the middle.
Well-
And the attorneys all have their own set clients, and you're thinking your client is a priority, and I don't. And this is just, an attorney can correct me if I'm wrong about
Yeah.
this, but I feel like the day before the purchase and sale is due to be signed is when you have the undivided attention of the attorney. Yeah. So you're sending them paperwork all along, and then because their schedule is their schedule, I think the day before you're signing, it gets into a queue, and then your client comes up, and then all of a sudden you need all this information the day before you're supposed to sign.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, I would love once just to not. I've changed no signings on Fridays.
Yeah, no closings either. Don't do a closing on a
I've
Friday.
tried not to do closings on Fridays. Just it can go.
Especially when you have a domino and you're just waiting for one thing to close for the next one to close.
And you're watching the registry of deeds. You're just sitting there, refreshing your screen, hoping that you get on record, because if not, now you're on a Friday. And people don't have a place to live for the weekend because if they're not on record, which is with the registry of deeds.
We need a hiccup day. So
You
do a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah, do Wednesday or Thursday. Don't, leave Fridays for to fix the problem.
Yeah. Leave Fridays for fun.
Yes, yeah. Fridays are for fun. And
Fridays are for fun.
Yeah.
And
then they
Wednesdays
gotta-
and
what's-
Thursdays are for closing.
And then in all of my listing agreements, seller agrees to be out of the house 24 hours prior to closing. I put it in every one of my listings now because
Yeah.
I have been on the receiving end of.
We didn't know how much stuff we had when we started packing.
I got to the house at 9:00 in the morning, and the movers were there, still packing. And I walked into the house. There were still pictures on the wall. There was still stuff in the closets. And they were going to closing at 10:00. And I said, how are we getting this all done before? And they were like, oh, we're just going to come back after the closing and finish packing. I'm like, no, you don't own the house anymore after you sign.
Yeah, and the buyer, why would the buyer sign and let it go to record when it's still filled with the seller's things?
Longest day ever. My birthday, I got there, put my sneakers on, and started packing boxes. I literally was carrying boxes to the moving truck that day.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we're never getting out of here. I was putting cinder blocks, because the other agent was walking around behind me, the buyer's agent, you can't leave that, you can't leave that, don't leave the rake, don't leave this extra
I
pile of
probably
wood.
would have lost my mind.
I was my car was chock filled with stuff that was just hanging in the garage for I was like, never, ever, ever again.
24 hours before.
24 hours prior to closing, you got to be out.
Yeah.
Yep. I still push it, but
Yeah.
I think
that's
you
all
get
right.
the idea. No, get your movers here day before closing. You want to be out and cleaned up, so when you do that final walkthrough with your new buyer,
Yeah.
everything's done.
Yeah. let's talk about what a buyer is responsible for after an accepted offer. So financing is probably the biggest part of it. So, buyers should remain in close communication with their lender and respond quickly to requests.
Yep.
So that's updated bank statements, pay stubs, tax documents, employment verification. I remember when I was buying my house and they called for employment verification. Well, I answer the phones. So I'm like, oh, hi, welcome to Boston Connect Real Estate. This is Melissa. How can I help you? They're like, oh, we're just doing an income verification for Melissa Wallace. I go, yep, I work here. She's like, is there anyone else I can talk to? I just need someone else. And I was like, thankfully Sharon was that day. So I was like, yes, hold on. Let me get you on with my broker. But it was funny because I was like, yeah, I work here. I'm answering the phone. Documentation of deposits or transfers, additional underwriting information. So making sure that, you don't do this huge deposit out of nowhere and you have no way to sort of track where it came from.
Yep.
I think they do like a 3 or maybe 6 month look back to see about deposits and things like that. But
gifts, you can have a gift.
You can have a gift. Yeah, I think you need a letter or something.
Yeah, a letter and a gift.
Again, you talk to your loan officer.
Don't be doing any major purchases or anything when you're in the transaction period.
I was just about to say that. So don't make any major financial changes without speaking with the lender.
Don't go buy a car.
So there is an exception. So for the car, because I actually had this conversation with my loan officer, was because at the time I was like, oh, I might need a new car. What if something happened? Just things in my head that I was like, what if something happens? There's an exception. If you get into an accident or your car is totaled or anything like that, you need a car or borrow a car until you finish.
Exactly, lease it.
There's some workarounds, but potential problems could include buying furniture on credit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Nope.
Financing a new vehicle, opening a new credit card. Don't do it. I know that you want that TJX rewards card, but don't do it.
Wait. You just have to wait till after closing, and then your life goes back to normal.
Don't open up a Kohl's card. Don't have nothing.
Nope.
I want to let you know that when I was in high school, I worked for TJ Maxx, okay? And I was a high school student trying to get people to open up a TJX rewards card. That ain't right.
There's nothing right about that.
Nothing right about that. It had like a 30% interest rate or something. No, don't.
Just don't do it. I know it's my job, but I'm telling you, don't do it.
Don't do it. Closing accounts. Don't close accounts unless you're talking to your loan officer. Changing jobs.
Yeah, that's a biggie. Yeah.
Moving large amounts of money between accounts, making large unexplained deposits, co-signing a loan for somebody else. These are all things that could really sort of disrupt your
destroy, implode your sale, so to say, your purchase.
Employed is what I said.
Implode your transaction.
Yeah. I want to talk about inspections and due diligence too. So we talked about sort of you have this time period where you can do your inspections.
It's usually 10 days. Well, it's usually 10. So from offer to purchase and sale is 10 days. That's the standard. You have 10 days to get your home inspection done. Oh, you could absolutely make it longer or shorter. But the standard is you don't want this to go on too long. So what are you looking at?
Sharon is, I'm like, how? It says it's a comment from Boston Connect Real Estate. And I was like, I haven't responded to anything, but it's actually Sharon. Oh. So she's watching us on YouTube. Good morning, ladies. Sharon, appraisals can change the path to closing too.
Oh, that's coming. That's the next one.
Crawling in the attic, talking out things we thought the buyer might want on day of walkthrough. Okay, yeah, we're going to get to the walkthrough too.
Oh, yeah. Well, we thought the buyer would want, no. That when I was cleaning out that house the day of closing, well, we just kind of thought that the buyers would want that. No, they want. You assume they want nothing, and then go from there.
Make a list.
Empty space, yes, and make it long before.
Yes, make a list of all the things that you would like to leave.
Yes, without
And then we'll
purchase.
tell you what you can leave.
Yep. And then we'll get back to that though. That's another whole. That might be a whole show.
Inspections and due diligence. So again, when you get the accepted offer, you have that time period. It could be 10 days. It could be 7 days. Sometimes we see it longer than 10 days, and we're like, let's tighten that up.
No. We need tighten that. You don't want these to go on so long. It's more just like everybody move forward at the same amount of time, which is why I think 10 days gives you plenty of time to get a home inspector in, decide if you need, if there's something that needs to be addressed, and that becomes part of the purchase and sale agreement. So that's why the inspection needs to be done prior to the purchase and sale agreement, because anything that you agree to fix is going to be included to make sure that it's done by the time you get to closing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So schedule inspections promptly, review inspection findings, obtain additional evaluations when appropriate, meet contractual deadlines, and communicate decisions through their agent and attorney. Don't wait until the last day of your inspection period to decide, to let them know, oh yeah, we're just going to walk away. Yes, you have the right to do that, but sometimes when you are 10 days in, you know, you've lost all of that marketing time.
You've lost that momentum that you have.
You've lost the momentum, and, hopefully it was a multiple offer situation, so you can go back to one of those offers and say, hey, this is falling apart. Are you still interested in moving forward? So just be aware of these things. Then we move on to, purchase and sales. So buyers, this is what buyers are responsible during this time. So choose an attorney promptly.
Yep.
A lot of the times your agent will refer you somebody that they
I have
work
my
with.
favorites.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has their favorite. However, I always say if you have somebody that you want to work with, we'll work with anybody. I'm not.
And it should be a real estate attorney.
But
I'll
it should
say that.
be. Sometimes, personal attorneys are not necessarily real estate attorneys, but, they've done all of your wills and things of that nature, but they're not always a real estate attorney. Yeah.
We'd love to see a real estate attorney. Review documents carefully, ask questions about anything that you don't understand, sign documents by required deadlines, and understand deposits when they are due.
The signing, just the waiting for the signing. You send it out electronically, and you're just like, please, just sign it. I just
You know what?
it. I
It's so
texted
funny
you,
because
send
when you see it, when it's time to sign it, this purchase and sales agreement, that's not the first time that you're seeing it.
No.
So
it's not like you need to go through it with a fine tooth comb.
Sometimes I see in Dotloop that's somebody shared the purchase and sales with the client, and then the client looks at it.
Yeah.
And then it's crickets.
Yeah. You're like,
it's like,
sign it.
are you going to sign
So
it?
you're gonna sign, like you want to be standing over their shoulder, like,
are you going to sign it? Because and then it's just like
stressful part of the
Tracy
transaction.
Grady looked at the purchase and sales, and then it's
silence, nothing.
You're like,
yep. You're
hello?
like, hello,
hello.
Can you
Are you
please?
still there? And then it's nighttime, and then it's the next morning. You're like, hello.
So
Are we all present?
I had clients the other day. This just happened, and I'm waiting for them to sign the purchase and sale agreement, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting.
Is this the check that I had?
Yes, it's the check that you had. So waiting for them to sign. Finally, I'm like, they're not getting back to me. I'm texting them. I'm reaching out to them. They moved from their current home to their new home. No Wi-Fi. Had no idea I was reaching out. And
they got nothing.
Yeah, no. So I had to have them sign in person because they had no internet, no Wi-Fi. So I had to have them come in and sign in person.
So you finally were like, hello?
You are signing, right? Because they're waiting very patiently. The buyers are waiting.
We still want to sell, right?
Yeah. So yeah. But that was pretty funny, though. I was like, "Bah, that's so funny." Didn't even dawn on me. I knew they were moving, but I didn't even think that. Oh, they're not going to have any Wi-Fi. They're not going to be able to sign.
Yeah. Another thing that buyers are responsible for, homeowners insurance. Complications could come up when it comes to the property condition, prior insurance claims on the property, roof condition, certain property features, insurance availability, and coverage requirements from the lender.
Yes.
Some final preparations for buyers, arrange utilities. So know what the utility companies are and have them turned on the day that you're closing. Chances are the seller has already reached out to the utility companies to have the services shut off on that same day. So it should be a smooth transaction.
That was another one. A buyer's agent. We were there doing the final walkthrough the morning of the closing, and his client was purchasing the home. And she's like, oh, I'll just call National Grid on Monday and I'm like, no. I looked at him and I looked at her and I'm like, no, you need to call today. I said, because they probably shut off for tomorrow. And tomorrow is Saturday, and you're going to not have power, and then it's going to take 3 days to get power back on. No.
Gosh.
I just looked at him like, you didn't advise her? Like, you didn't tell her what to do? Like, I just wanted to, like, smack him anyway. He was the one who didn't show up for the home inspection. So, by the end of that transaction, I was like, holy moly. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
Prepare closing funds. So if you, for some reason, do need to move some money around, again, have that conversation with your loan officer because there could be hiccups. So you've got to make sure that you have a trail for every dollar.
Every penny spent.
Every penny.
Whilst in the transaction. The transaction is a bubble.
Yeah.
That you really have to stay within until from beginning. Yeah, stay in your bubble.
So when I was buying my house, I had an accepted offer, everything, and Ethan and I had just started dating. And for Christmas, I wanted to get him tickets to a comedian, but I didn't want to put it on my own credit card. So
I can remember this.
So there I am. My friend at the time, she was like, "Oh yeah, just put it on my credit card." So I'm like putting things on her credit card, and then I'm like giving her cash on the side. And I'm like, okay, I could have put the $200 on my credit card. It's not that big of a deal, but I was like so worried.
Oh, yeah, no. Nope.
And of course it was Sharon's listing, so I would go into her and say, I just want to let you know how serious I am about buying one of your listings. Okay, I'm not even spending money at the grocery store because
I am not even buying. Yeah, exactly. I'm not even buying.
I'm putting
anything.
other people's Christmas gifts on other people's credit cards that they probably need the money for their own gifts. But I'm giving them cash.
But I'm paying for it on the side, though.
I'm paying for it on the side, but I just want to let you know how serious I am. I did not need to go. You don't have to go through those extremes, but, don't finance a couch from, Jordan's Furniture on a new credit card.
Exactly.
So, relax. If you're going to be wiring money, follow the wire instructions carefully, but also watch out for wire fraud.
Yep.
We did a scams show. Sharon and I did a show about common scams that are going on right now, not just in real estate, but, and we talked about that. I think we have a caller.
Yes, we do. This one has VIP access.
Oh boy!
Oh, I know exactly who it is.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yes.
Who do you?
Sharon McNamara.
Yes, it is. Here she is. Yes.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a great show, great topic. I'm like over here like, oh yeah, what about this that just happened to me? What about this that just happened to me? What about this that just happened to me?
Yep.
But I know I was on hold, so I wasn't hearing exactly where you were on this, but I was listening to different things that happened on the day of, which made me crack up laughing a little bit. I mean, not because it's funny, only because it makes me want to cry.
Yeah, because you have to laugh, or
if you can't laugh, you're gonna cry.
You're gonna cry. So there's no way around it. I'm pretty sure I did cry that day a couple of times. I think I went to my car and I'm like, I can't
this
believe
is how
this
I
is
celebrate my birthday.
This is how I'm celebrating my birthday today. This is
and it's interesting too to think that they don't know that, even though we say it. And again, our sellers have a lot going on at the end. But that's why I know, Mel, you send out an email to all of our clients, and we say at the very end of it, if you've read to here, you just earned a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. And honestly, maybe how long have we been doing this, Melissa? At least the last 5 years, and I think we've given out 3. So they also don't read, and it's important. But one of the things that you just said that prompted me to call versus just text you was it happened just this week, and it really can change the direction, and you have to be ready to pivot. Clients were buying one of my listings. I did put in the offer, but they were unrepresented, so I didn't represent them as a buyer, but there was no other buyer's agent. They were told everything along the way. They did everything. First-time home buyers spoke to their bank before they went on vacation and said, just want to confirm that I can transfer funds, blah, blah, blah. No problem. Day of closing, panic, pure panic. They're down the Cape. Their bank is not down there, won't allow a wire transfer remotely. They have to go into the bank. So someone at the bank gave them one piece of information, but the truth was they could not do a wire transfer without being in the bank. Now, if this happened at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if you were having a later closing and then you finally find out, that could have changed the whole trajectory of how things were going. So I thought I'd share that one. Make sure you check in with your bank people, even though they did.
Remember that time we had the kind of the same thing? We were holding escrow funds, but they needed those funds.
Yeah.
Do I remember? I was sitting in the bank at 4 o'clock, banging on the door,
having
please
a panic
let me in.
attack.
I was bartending at the time. I'm having a panic attack at the bar. I'm talking to Sharon on the phone. I'm like, this cannot be happening to me. This can't. How can nobody tell me this until like an hour before closing? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? No. No,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Well, I just wanted to share that story because it happened just this week. So clearly it's happening to everybody. But I also wanted to give out the phone number. So if anybody out there has any of these stories that they weren't aware of and different things that happened to them, give Tracy and Melissa a call, 781-837-4900. You can see how easy it is. I'm sitting here in New Hampshire in the rain. So
is it raining?
I was able to do it. It's drizzling. We're leaving today, so not the weekend we expected.
Nope, not the weekend I expected either. My poor kids are home. They thought they'd be laying by the pool and getting some sun, and that ain't happening.
That isn't happening today, for sure.
No.
Yes. And,
but we've been eating
not
really
that,
well.
Not that this is us having a personal phone call right now, Tracy, but I have to touch base with you because Mark and I are going to Tennessee to meet Ethan's parents for the first time. So we'll be in the Tennessee area. I'll have to find out if I'll be close.
Yeah, I'll get you some information.
All right.
I'll get you,
Perfect. We'll have a good
spots.
show.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Sharon.
you.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Smooth sailings later, right?
Yeah, smooth sailings. Yes.
sailings.
Yep.
From your lips
Buzzards,
to
exactly.
God's ears.
Buzzards Bay, lay on down.
I think that if we say it loud enough, he'll hear us,
Yes,
right?
that's right. Yep.
I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't listening a few weeks ago, that's for sure. I mean,
I've
we hit
been in
some
that-
6 and 8 footers.
Oh, there's nothing like Buzzards Bay with a 6 to 8 foot. Where it's it's its own.
No,
It's its
thank
own
you.
living hell.
I've experienced that.
Oh, that's right. You
from Captain Mark.
I can't tell you how many
I don't
times.
think Captain Mark wants Mary and I back.
No. Oh, boy.
That was rough.
All right, guys, have a good show. Sorry to
All
interrupt.
right.
Great topic.
Okay, bye.
Great topic. All right. Bye.
Great.
So Sharon also left a comment and said defense attorneys also are always on the defense. So she's experienced some defense attorneys acting as real estate attorneys during transactions, and they're always on the defense.
They're always on.
It's not one against the other. We all have a common
We have a common goal
endpoint.
here.
Yeah.
Our seller wants to sell and our buyer wants to buy. We are not fighting with each other. We are having a kumbaya moment.
Yeah. we both are like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
End the story.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the things that the seller's responsible for during the transaction. So again, these are things that, could go smoothly and not so smoothly.
Correct.
We want to make sure that everybody knows a home is generally needs to be maintained through the closing. So that means continuing to heat the property. If it's, during the time where you use the heat, maintain utilities, address significant issues, maintain landscaping as appropriate, remove snow and ice when necessary, keep the property reasonably secure.
Yep.
Sellers shouldn't mentally move out. I'm using air quotes if you're watching us on social media. Of home ownership responsibilities simply because an offer has been accepted.
Correct. You need to maintain.
You still have to maintain that property because when they do their final walkthrough, if it's not up to expectation, they can say no.
I've had it. I've told the story before. Got to the bottom of the stairs. We went 2 days before the closing. Got to the bottom of the stairs, and I stepped down into 6 inches of water. It was flat calm. It was so flat calm. It looked like the basement floor.
Oh, my gosh.
And I stepped into the puddle, and I was 6 inches deep in water. The sump pump had stopped working. The sump pump had completely stopped working.
No.
Yes, 2 days before closing.
But it got fixed?
I have no idea how they did so quickly. Got rid of everything. It was neat as a pin.
Yeah.
It was dry as a bone the day of closing, and they put in 2 backup systems. So they overcompensated. So they fixed the one that wasn't working, and then they added a second.
Were the sellers
battery
aware?
backup.
I mean, were the buyers aware of the situation? Yeah. Contractual obligations. So sellers need to understand what they agreed to in the offer and purchase and sales agreement. So some of these examples, repairs. So if they're, the buyer goes through their home inspection time and the seller agrees to do some repairs. Okay, you've agreed to do that, so now you have to do it. You're contractually obligated to do that. Removing certain items out of the home. Leaving agreed upon fixtures. I have a whole section that I send to Sharon's clients of what is a fixture.
What is a fixture? Something that is attached.
So it's the curtain rods, not the curtains themselves.
No.
You can take the curtains off.
But
Curtain rods
are attached.
I
feel like TVs are becoming a
so
thing
the
with the mounting bracket.
Yeah, the bracket is attached, but the TV is attached to the bracket. So you can take the TV off.
But you're supposed to leave the mounting bracket.
You're supposed to leave the mounting.
But there are more times than not, I go in and the mounting bracket is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have they patched the holes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that if, you put it in the,
I put it in.
Leaving.
Like if you're going to leave a specific
in
TV
MLS.
in the house, that's what I usually, along with the mounting bracket.
Yeah. Providing access when required. So attorneys will put into the purchase and sales, like maybe, buyer has the right to visit the property 3 times during the transaction or something. So once is during the home inspection.
Correct. I guess you could say second would be appraisal, but
I'm going to say second would be appraisal. Third would be, final walkthrough. However, you could say, could I, get in there to do some measuring and stuff, and that happens.
But hey, not for nothing. As the buyer's agent, you should be accompanying your client to those, not calling the listing agent, like, can you meet my client there?
Yeah.
So that they can do some measuring.
Yeah.
Yes, I want the transaction to go through, so I'm going to be as amenable as I possibly can. But I feel as if that's a bit...
Yeah.
I really feel like if you are the buyer's agent, you should be with your buyer.
Yeah.
If they're visiting the property.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, they need your representation. So even if you are there, you're not representing them. You're representing your seller.
Yeah.
That's where your responsibility lies, not with the buyer.
Mm-mm.
So they don't have any representation if their agent is not there.
Yeah. So that's fine.
Preparing for the closing, this is what the seller is responsible for. So smoke and carbon monoxide inspection. This is a hiccup. This can be a hiccup because sometimes the regulations change. So there's a statewide regulation. I can't speak today. Regulation. However, each town can add to the regulation. They can't take away. So there's some towns that require a smoke detector in every bedroom, but not every town does that. Some require a smoke detector over the dryer. Not every town does that.
Nope.
Some require at the bottom of the stairs. Not every town does, or the top of the stairs, things like that. So you can always add to the statewide regulation. You can't take away from it.
And it's only good for 30 days.
It's only good. It's only good for 30 days. Well, some are good for 60, actually. I think
most of the ones I've had, Pembroke is definitely 30 days.
Yeah.
Because I've had to have them come back. And
oh, really?
And here's another one, just so I don't forget about this. A lot of the water departments are charging a fee for a final water reading.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Pembroke charges $35.
No way. I didn't know Pembroke was doing it. I know Whitman is.
Oh, yeah.
50.
50?
No, I'm sorry. 75.
75?
In Whitman. 50 in Hanson. 50 in Hanson.
35 in Pembroke, yeah. I put that in my little email. That, they charge. So the fee is put onto the final water. I'm talking about Pembroke. So it's put onto your final bill. Pembroke requires that bill to be paid in full before closing. So you have to send a paid receipt to the closing attorney.
Correct.
Problem is that when, we try to take care of or Sharon tries to take care of that for her clients. So, we're getting sort of a blank check from them, but we have to explain to them it's going to be an additional $35. So sometimes they write the check out for $35 and we have to say, no.
You still have a fee. You still
blank
have water.
We need blank.
Paid for.
We need a blank check, which, can be tough sometimes because, you don't know what it is. But hopefully if you've been paying your water bill, it's not going to be that high.
Correct.
but yeah, it's important to know all of these sort of regulations. So, when your agent has been selling in a certain area for a long time, they know what the requirements are for the fire department. They know what the requirements are for the water department. Some towns give, when you schedule a smoke inspection, it's in a window, a 2-hour window, and you have to sit there in an empty house for 2 hours because they're coming at the end. They're not coming in the beginning. And sometimes it's okay, this is the exact time that they're coming. So, every town is different, but it's important that your agent knows and they communicate that with you.
Title V.
Yeah, Title V inspection.
Big one. I prefer Title V prior to listing the property.
Yes.
I like to know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
So do your Title V inspection. You can't put it off. It has to be in hand unless it's a cash sale, which we all know those are few and far between. If somebody's getting a mortgage, you need a passing Title V in hand in order for the mortgage company to move forward with the underwriter. So, you could hold money back in escrow, but I find that to be more problematic than it's worth.
It can be messy, but,
Actually, I was talking to Michelle. Michelle and I were just having this conversation yesterday. Michelle Perro, full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate.
Yes.
But it's so funny because she was downstairs and I walked out. She didn't even see me come into the. She didn't even see me.
Well, she came upstairs and she's like, "Was that Tracy's daughter?" And I was like, "Yeah." I think she just thought that Taylor was like stopping by to hang out with me. And I was like, I said something, remember? And then I heard her say on the phone with you, like, "Oh, you were here too?"
I was like, "Yeah, I was." Did you think Taylor just came walking, strolling in?
Yes, she flew all the way up here to visit me.
But Title V, Title V, another big one. So the things, and the other thing we can't put, condos have their own set of documents that need to be. So you need to talk to your association or whoever is managing your property.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones I've had recently, association that wasn't a management company.
Yeah.
So it's the association.
Yeah.
I much enjoy the association as I do a management company. Sorry, management companies,
Oh.
but they are
I think
usually
Sharon would disagree with you.
Oh,
She prefers
okay.
a management company.
Yeah,
just based off of because they run it like a business.
Correct, and it can go with the two gentlemen I dealt with on my last two completely different condo. Fantastic, just
good.
All the documents.
Yeah,
I got my rules and regs. I got my
Sometimes
master
it's
insurance
tough.
policy, 6D certificate. All those things have to be in hand of the lender prior to closing as well. So so it's a lot with a condo. There's just a little bit more documentation that's required. And,
and sometimes in a community, the buyer has to be approved by the community. So if you're doing a 55 plus and maybe it's a mobile home, there is a process too. So make sure that you're aware of this process of they have to be approved by the association.
Correct. Yeah.
And essentially just saying that they can afford their dues.
Yeah.
Proving that they can afford
to buy
the monthly fees to be in there. So and that especially if there's an age restriction and sometimes everybody has to be over 55. Sometimes only one person has to be over 55. What happens if one person is over 55 and that one passes away and the other one's not? Do they have to sell? Because sometimes it's yes.
Yes.
So making sure that you're aware of all of these things. So
you use a realtor.
So, but in this situation, so getting back to like who's responsible for what, the seller is responsible for providing that information and the buyer is responsible for understanding and seeking that information too. So I know we were talking about sort of what we were responsible for. We only have a few minutes left. I want to give you an opportunity. Do you have anything on the? I feel like you have accepted offers on everything.
I have accepted offers on quite a few things, but we still have 408 State Street, which is under construction, and it's well on its way. So that's going to be coming on the market soon. That is a 4-bedroom colonial, beautiful lot. Gorgeous tree in the backyard. It's an amazing tree in the backyard. I don't know what else to say about it. Has a swing that's hanging from it. Even when Kristen was representing the people, she was like, "That tree." I'm like, I love that tree. And it did make it. The tree made it, which I was so happy didn't have to come down. So we have that one, and we still we have Ohana Way, which kind of just made a change on that. He's offering it 2 different ways. He's offering it as a single family home or an ADU. So he's provided 2 different sets of plans. So if you're looking for something with
That's a great idea.
additional dwelling unit, it's included in the price. So he's got a plan. I included it on there. So now we have a plan with an ADU and we have a plan without an ADU. And not to mention the fact that that home can be whatever you want it to be. This one, we put like a marker in MLS with an idea of what the builder thinks would look great on the lot and if it's something you're interested in. But he will literally build whatever you want. Like if you have a dream home, this is the guy you want to build it.
Yeah.
And there's enough room that if you need an ADU, you absolutely can have an ADU on the property. So we're offering it without the ADU and then with the ADU.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's so much easier when the house isn't built already that you can offer something like that.
Yeah.
Because I know that you work with 2 different builders who sort of work differently. One
Absolutely.
builds
One
the house and waits
spec.
for a buyer to come, and then one
won't put a
waits
shovel
for
in
a
the
buyer
ground.
first.
Yeah, we'll not put a shovel in the ground until he has the buyer. So
Yeah. Wow.
Which is, completely different. Both are very successful. It just depends on what you want. But if you are looking to build your dream home or have an idea of what you want, this is the builder you want to work with. He's great.
Yeah. A couple other open houses. Of course, Cochise Estates in West Bridgewater every single Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 1. That is Sharon and Mary's new construction development. I have a new listing from Michelle Fay. You were talking with her about it yesterday. That is 360 West Washington Street in Hanson.
It's a beautiful split.
Yeah, it is on for $629. She will be there today and tomorrow from 11 to 1. Kristen Howlett has a great opportunity in Taunton. New listing, 350 Harvey Street in Taunton. That is on for $405. She is going to do an extended open house today from 10 to 2.
Ooh.
That's a great opportunity. You go in there and you can make it what you want.
Yep.
Sam Horton is doing an open house today at 96 Old Colony Ave in Taunton from 11 to 1. That is on the market for $300,000. So those are our open houses.
Yeah.
Any last minute? I mean, we have so much more that we can talk about.
I know
with this topic.
we didn't even get to appraisal.
I know we didn't even get to appraisal, but maybe that'll be the next time. We'll continue.
We'll continue this conversation
the next time you're on. Yeah. Maybe in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll probably be back. More than likely, I will be
you'll be back.
I'll be back.
You'll be back.
I will absolutely.
So, sort of final thoughts on what we talked about today.
Yeah, there's definitely I think again. It's almost a bubble. I consider offer to closing a bit of a bubble. You have to follow the rules that go along with it just to make the transaction go along.
Yeah.
Be timely in your don't make people wait for signatures, wait for information. Try to get it as soon as possible. Stay in touch with your mortgage broker.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And sign the documents when it's time to get done and get things done ahead of time. When somebody tells you your Title V needs to be done before you put it on the market, it really it just drags everything out. And then it's tough. If you need to replace your septic system, you need to have it engineered. That takes a period of time. You need to get a contractor that's willing to do it. Do you have the cash available to replace your septic system? Like it could be $25,000 or $30,000
in front of Board of Health.
Yeah,
too?
it has to be an approved. Yeah, so it takes time. So if you think it's going to fail, more than likely it is going to fail. So it's just best to have it.
And you know what? Honestly, sometimes when you think it's going to pass, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So you got to be prepared.
You just have to be prepared. And then sometimes it does pass, and you're like, no way.
No way.
No way. Well, I was talking to Michelle about that yesterday, too. I'm like, as a buyer, if I was working as a buyer's agent and you're telling me I'm getting a brand new septic system, your listing just hit the top of my list.
Yeah.
Because you are getting a brand new septic system, which is going to last you 30 to 40 years.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of like one of my, I would take a new septic system over a new kitchen.
Yeah.
Because I can make the kitchen what I want it to be, but a brand new septic system is just, that's a buyer's dream.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a pro.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I think, and it's one less thing that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
And of course you maintain it over the years, but that's how you get the length of its life.
Absolutely.
We forgot to mention your sweater. It looks like you're wearing a bikini.
It kind of looks like I'm wearing a bikini.
For anybody who's watching us on social media or on YouTube.
Kissing fishes.
Yeah, it's little two kissing fishes, but I was like, it kind of looks like you're wearing a bikini top.
It does kind of look like a bikini top.
Yeah, so you're sort of living the sun life today, and even though the sun's not out.
Your son is not cooperating with me today at all.
Yeah. My final thoughts, I agree with you. I think, sort of live in a bubble where, knee pads and elbow pads during this process, don't bump into anything too sharp. Just stay in the
You can live large after you move in. You can party till the cows come home.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But, just, be in constant contact with your, loan officer, with your agent, and, and with your attorney. I mean, this is a very important financial decision that, and you want to make sure that you're doing it right.
Right.
So just make sure that you're communicating. That's the biggest part.
That is the big part. Communication. Once in a while, pick up the phone and call instead of the... Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening, and thank you so much, Tracy, for joining me. I'm sure she'll be back in the next couple weeks, but we had fun.
We had fun.
We're going to continue this conversation. Don't you worry.
Oh, no. There's more to this one.
You can go to bostonconnect.com to find all of our contact information. You can go to talkrealestateroundtable.com to listen to any of our past shows, or type in Talk Real Estate Roundtable to your preferred podcast app. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, Tim.
Bye, Tim. Thank you.
With you.